Simple fixings. Today I'm going to be working on a 763 Bobcat. I've had some issues with it, especially with the some hydraulic leaks. Trying to get those situated, a couple of odds and end things. But yesterday I actually worked on the manual relief valve, which I'll show you that I just replaced yesterday. And I just noticed I have some leaks on a few more hoses that we need to go ahead and try to take off, see if we can get this unit repaired. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to get under the cab starting off, because the leaks are coming from under the cab so far on this unit here. You have a nut and a square spacer here on each side of the cab here. Let's go ahead and remove that there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's right there. Okay, I'm going to remove that. It's in the right corner, front corner of the cab. So we'll take that off, and I just want to put it here in this side pocket right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and lift this whole cab up. I've already taken off the other one over here on this side here, but I'm going to go ahead and take off, lift the cab up here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see if I can't do that with. I'm lifting up the cab here, and let's see. You see it lifting up, guys? I'm going to try to lock it in place. There we go. Okay. It has a release latch or stop lock right there. It's a push button. So it will not come back down long as it's locked in place. So what I did yesterday, guys, I had to replace this valve. You see this button right here? I had to replace this valve sitting here. Hopefully you can see it sitting under here. Shiny silver now. But what I noticed here, if you can see right here, I got a leak. I got a leak in that hose right there, and I have a leak in this hose right here. So I'm going to take those off here and try to get two new hoses made, or see if I can't go ahead and get those hoses bought and replace those hoses on there. But that is coming off the release valve going to the control valve unit there. I had to take off the release valve, the relief valve yesterday by unscrewing this right here, taking this nut off, and then you have two. Once you do that and take this little rubber washer off there, you have two screws right here that you have to take off. Once you remove those, there's a bracket on the inside down here. There's a bracket down there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's see on what side it's on. If you can see it right there, it's down there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's down there. You got to take that bracket off, and once you do that, you can take off the manual relief valve. I'm gonna go ahead and get this these two hoses right here removed, and try to shop around and take them to a hose shop, a hydraulic hose shop, and get them made. But this is on a 763 Bobcat, guys, right here. So I'm doing some hose repairs, or replacing some hoses on the unit here. Just had to replace the drive belt, which is located inside of here. You take this plastic covering off right here, but had just replaced that, and replaced a couple more hoses, hose fittings. Replaced this one right here. Had to replace this one down here. You can see it right there and right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on this, guys, and hopefully I can get the hoses today and get this unit back up and running. So it is leaking quite a bit of hydraulic fluid right now from this hose going to the relief valve, back to the control valve here, and then the upper line or pressure hose coming from the relief valve also. So I need to replace both of those. And but this video is just to show you, you see that leak right there. Walk through your unit, lift it up, see if you have any leaks coming from anywhere. You can see this is pretty well saturated right here. It's pretty well wet, and that's all coming from when you crank the unit up here. Excuse me one second, guys. When you crank the unit up, I lifted the cab up here and started to notice a bunch of leaks, or leaking quite a bit. You can see down here that it's leaking is pretty well saturated there. So the moment I start it up, it starts squirting from right here below this hose right here, and right here on top, like if I was to wipe this away, you'll see how quickly that fluid starts to, see it? So there's a leak right here. You don't want any leaks, because the leaks are going to cause you to your fluid just basically be running fluid through your system here in your Bobcat and be pushing right out the system. And you go to check your tank, your reservoir here where you put your hydraulic oil right here. And in this case, I'll show you, my dipstick is dry. So it's dropped a lot of hydraulic fluid. But I'm gonna go ahead and get those two hoses replaced, guys, here today. And hopefully I can get this Bobcat back up and running. But like I said, I had to replace that right here, this button here. What that does is that, let's say if your lift, which is your arm here on your Bobcat, right here, if it was lifted up, let's say it was lifted up, right? What I have on the front right now is a bush hog. So if this was lifted up and for any reason I could not get it to release and lift and go back down, what I'll do is I will turn this button, I said button, but excuse me, button, turn it to the right if you're sitting on the inside, which is clockwise, and pull it up. When you pull it up, this boom or this arm here, right here, if it's up in the air, it will release all the way back down. So that way you don't have any issues. But that's what that's called. It's called a manual relief valve. And I replaced that yesterday, and now I have to place the two hoses coming off of it.